Ranking the best Stranger Things episodes of all time. Starting off the list is the series finale, The Right Side Up, because yes, as an episode, it is deeply flawed. Things like the final battle are way too rushed. But even with all its problems, plot holes, and unanswered questions, at the end of the day, I do think it serves as a great ending for the series, mostly because everything in the epilogue is really perfection, like getting to see them all graduate and play the last D&D game. It really does tug on the heartstrings. I think it's a great ending for almost every character. And number 12 is season 2, episode 6, The Spy. This is the episode where Will ends up leading a bunch of the soldiers into the tunnel because Vecna is using him as a spy, or really the mind flare at this point. This episode also gives the best duo of the entire series time to shine with Steve and Dustin, seeing them work together, talking about Steve's hairspray and stuff. Really funny and sweet moments. Number 11 is season 3, episode 4, The Sauna Test. Obviously, everything with Eleven versus Billy at the end and him being locked in the sauna itself is absolutely incredible. This is also where everything starts really picking up for Steve, Dustin, and Robin's storyline of them investigating everything in the mall, finding out about the Russians and their secret base. At number 10, I have season 2, episode 9, The Gate, which is the season 2 finale. Obviously, everything with Eleven using her powers, closing the gate at the end is incredible, and everything in this episode is great, but my favorite scene of the entire episode is actually the snowball dance scene. Like, Stranger Things is really at its best in those quieter character moments, and we get so many lovely moments between Max and Lucas, Mike and Eleven, and we also get Dustin obviously getting rejected by everybody, even though we learn that Stacy, yes, does come back and wants Dustin now in the series finale, but we get that really sweet moment between Nancy and Dustin too. Just a great episode. And number 9 is season 5, episode 4, Sorcerer, back when we thought season 5 was going to be an absolute masterpiece. Obviously, everything with Will getting his powers, the confrontation with Vecna at the end of the episode is incredible. We also get some really good stuff with Hopper and Eleven in the Upside Down here, Max explaining everything about Henry's mind to Holly. And this episode's a perfect example of, like, even though season 5 was the weakest season of the entire series, there were still some really high highs in it, and this episode had so many of them. Like, the Will scene is still so incredible to go back and rewatch. At number 8, I have season 1, episode 3, Holly Jolly, which might seem kind of random, but I absolutely love this episode. It's everything I love about the vibes of the series. Like, this is right after Barb gets taken into the Upside Down in episode 2. You got Joyce trying to use the lights to communicate with Will in the Upside Down and learn about where he is. You got a lot more backstory about Eleven in the lab for the first time of the entire series. And again, this is just the perfect vibes I love. Like, the mystery was fully intact back in this time, and it really just has that very creepy aura. And number 4 is season 4, episode 7, an absolute banger of an episode, The Massacre at Hawkins Lab. This is where you have the main group in the Upside Down making tons of insane discoveries here. You get the entire backstory between Henry and Eleven, which is absolutely great. The monologue Henry gives in the scene is peak. Hopper Russia storyline gets to its most interesting point here, where Joyce and Murray are here, but now Hopper actually has to fight the Demogorgon. Just a crazy episode overall. And number 6 is the season 4 finale, The Piggyback. This is a very long, like 2.5 hour long episode, but for the most part, pretty epic. Like, you got Eddie's guitar solo here, the heartbreaking stuff between Max and Lucas when she gets put into her coma. Everything with Max and Eleven versus Vecna in his mind is absolutely incredible, and this episode really just pulls on the heartstrings. And it really set up season 5 to be so perfect and hit the ground running with a crazy cliffhanger of season 4, and then we just kind of threw it away, but I'm still not over it. And number 5 is obviously not the Lost Sister episode. This is the worst episode in the entire series. I had to make sure you were paying attention. Before the real top 5, make sure to drop a like and follow on this video though. But at number 5 is the episode right after it, season 2, episode 8, The Mind Flare. So many amazing moments in this, like Eleven reuniting with the main group, but the main focal point of this episode is obviously them in Hawkins Lab trying to escape, and then the heartbreaking Bob death, the saddest death of the entire series, but it does make for a great episode. Number 4 is season 3, episode 8, The Battle of Starcourt. Obviously the season 3 finale here. This is an absolutely epic final battle versus this physical form of the Mind Flayer, somehow harder to defeat than the one we see in the season 5 finale. So many characters get great moments to shine, everything between Max and Billy in this episode, learning more about them, Eleven and Billy making the sacrifice to save her, all incredible moments. And of course, yes, it's a fake out, but Hopper's big sacrifice death at the end of the season does still hit hard with his letter to Eleven at the end. And number 3, I have season 1, episode 7, The Bathtub. I feel like this is just one of those iconic Stranger Things episodes. Like, obviously you have Eleven flipping the truck of the government coming after her in this, her actually going in the bath for the first time, exploring, trying to find Barb and Will in the Upside Down. You got the main gang, like Lucas, finally accepting Eleven into their friend group. Really just one of those iconic Stranger Things episodes, in my opinion. That's everything the show should be about. And number 2 is Dear Billy, which is season 4, episode 4. Obviously you have the entire running of that hill sequence with Max, which is probably the best scene of the entire series. You also start getting really interesting stuff with Robin and Nancy investigating Victor Creel here. That is super creepy. Some insane reveals with him and Vecna. Even the stuff in Los Angeles starts getting crazy and really picks up in this episode. The stuff with Joyce and Murray trying to get to Russia is still great in this episode too, but again, it's really carried by everything with the Max storyline in this episode. Absolute peak. And at number 1, I gotta go with season 1, episode 8, the season 1 finale, The Upside Down. You got Eleven killing the Demogorgon, everybody immediately thinking she's dead. Obviously, Hopper and Joyce finally saving Will. The emotions are firing on all cylinders. An absolute perfect episode of television. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite Stranger Things episode of all time is. If you want to see my other Stranger Things videos and rankings, like ranking the saddest deaths, all the seasons of the show, or my review of the final episode, click the playlist above my head right now, and thank you for watching.